Welcome to the KMC Collective podcast, where the KMC team brings you practical insights, creative ideas, and authentic conversations for children's ministry leaders. Each conversation is packed with strategies to help you lead with clarity, build strong teams, nurture families, and stay healthy in the process. Whether you're planning lessons, training volunteers, or seeking encouragement for the week ahead, this podcast is for you. We hope to make you laugh, cry, think, and maybe a bit of all three in each of our weekly conversations. This is the KMC Collective Podcast. Let's jump into the conversation.
Here we go. All right. So if you're being honest right now, I know you might be feeling a little tired. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed. You might have been running so hard since September. You don't know what month it is right now. But hey, you also know the finish line is coming because the kids are showing it, because they know school's almost out for the summer. I think there was a song about that. But anyway, I'm showing my age there. But look, you're not sure if you've got enough left in the tank. We get it. We understand. And maybe you're wondering if people are starting to notice that you're running a little low, that you get a little snarky or short, or maybe your passion isn't driving you as much as it was. Well, today we're here to help you. We want to help you finish this school year in a healthy season. We think you can pivot right now, and we want to give you some tips that if you feel like you're failing, we want you to fail forward. We want to push you forward, and we want you to help finish this ministry here strong. So we're going to have a great conversation. I'm going to put on the old school interview hat and hit my podcast hosts with some questions that I think will help everyone that's listening learn how to fail forward and finish this ministry year strong. So welcome to the KMC Collective Podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Cole.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Vicki.
All right. How's everybody doing?
We're good.
Yeah,
Looking
well,
forward to this.
I like your hip language. You're like going to hit your podcast host.
Yeah.
I'm
throwing us back.
scared. Let's go.
I don't bum bum bum.
That's gotta keep it fresh. Gotta keep it fresh. Can't be
That's
irrelevant.
pretty rad.
Oh, now that wasn't so fresh, but well, it was Fresh
Oh,
Prince.
gosh.
But anyway, see, you can go old and new school at the same time. But anyway, well, you guys, I think this really is going to be a powerful conversation because you're definitely seeing it. I'm sure, like I am, on even in the KMC, but in other Facebook groups. And I'm seeing a lot of the influencers are talking about it too. So there's a lot of volume about, I am concerned about it. I will say, about how worn out people are and how they're struggling in the months of April and May, especially because the school year ends, and then you're like the big shadow of June, July, and August are looming in front of you.
Yes.
It's like this giant inflatable coming at you. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, with a summer t-shirt is coming to pounce on you. And many leaders are feeling it. They're gassed, they're overwhelmed, they're just oof. But then there's a lot of other leaders that are super pumped because they got amazing plans and they can't wait. So we want to talk to both groups and we want to help each other out. So I want to ask you guys to get real tonight. Every one of you is in the throes of Kidmin leadership. And so with it being May when we're recording this, I want you to be honest on a scale of 1 to 10. How you feeling right now? Let's do a quick round robin on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling, and why do you think you're feeling that? So, Cole, how you feeling? 1 to 10. Be honest. Where's your energy right now? And what makes you answer that way?
So I will tell you right now, my energy is like a 3.5. As you know, as we were planning for this podcast, I started laughing a little bit, and I was like, all the stuff that I put in place this year because of whatever God had planned, all fell apart.
Oh boy.
The stuff that we get into later tonight, I'll talk about, is not currently happening in print industry. It was a year ago and the years prior, but this year it is not. And so a lot of it has fallen back on me because, obviously I'm the person. and I'm totally fine with it. I've done it before, and but it is just a lot all happening at once. Because I remember when I was here, probably, gosh, a decade ago, and I was at a 3.5, and I was like, oh my gosh, something has to change. Well, I'm back at it again because of all the things that have happened in the last 6 months where I'm at. So
All right. Ben, on a scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling, man? You're jumping into a brand new ministry while we're
Yeah.
recording this. Got a lot going on your plate for sure. Onboarding, it's a lot, man. And you're coming in. So how you feeling? Where's your energy level, and why did you answer that way?
Well, yeah, as of, I guess we're recording in May, about 2 weeks ago, I started a new position as a creative kids director at a big church right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And man, I'm going to have to go opposite of Cole because everything's new.
good.
I'm going seven and a
right.
half.
All
if that's a
right.
good
There you
number.
go.
But if you would have asked me this question last year, as I was traveling all over the United States, this time last year, I was tired. And
Yeah.
it was just, there was so much going on at this part of the year. You kind of need a good, swift kick in the britches. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm starting and I'm going in and I'm learning new things. I'm meeting new people. We open up we just started. We didn't just start, but our church just finished a building program, and in 2 weeks we're jumping into a brand new facility for the adults. We get the old facility for kids, so like I get to fulfill like what God has given me, and I'm having a time of my life. I'm painting,
Sweet.
I'm drawing, I'm creating, and it's exactly where God wants me. And so I can't do anything but say, you know what? Even when I'm tired, I'm right where God wants me, and I'm grateful.
Mhm.
Like
Sweet.
I could use a good nap tomorrow, but I'm
All right, Vicky. What
All
about
right.
you? Where are you at on your scale of 1 to 10, and why would you answer it that way?
Absolutely. Okay. We're talking about energy, right?
Yep.
And so I'm at an 8, feeling
Woo!
really, really
Alright.
good.
I don't get
And
jealous much, but you too. I'm a little jealous of you
no,
too. What do
okay.
I get
So
jealous of?
um, here's the thing, like, because I'm feeling really healthy in my energy. Am I extremely busy? Are we still short staffed? Are there days when I'm like, wow, like, how are we going to get it all done? And I know we're going to get into it later in the podcast, but I just have put some things in place and that we're going to talk about that has really helped me lean in to staying healthy. And we're going to probably talk about what I've learned in the past that has gotten me here.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Right.
I am feeling really energized going into the summer and looking at ways to keep that because the summer is no joke in Kidman.
Yep. For
Mhm.
sure. For sure. So why do you guys think, we'll just open this up to anybody that wants to answer, and then we're going to dive into some more stuff here. But why do you think we talk so much about starting the year strong, but there's not a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion about finishing well? And I'm just curious, what do you think that costs us as leaders in our ministries because we don't really think through how we're going to finish?
Mm. I think there's a few things when I think about that, Tom. I know in our church right now, we have ministries who are finishing the ministry year. In our particular church, a lot of small groups take a break for the summer. So, like, there's this finish language. In
Mhm.
children's ministry, when is the finish line? Where is the finish line? What constitute ending something and starting something new? And when I look at it, I think that's part of the problem. It's like, what am I finishing? When am I finishing? Is it the end of the school year going into summer? Is it the calendar year? And so I feel like when is true start and finish? And I think if leaders really reorganize our brain to our ministry calendar, like in Kidman, I think that would help people understand even when their finish line is. And then keeping strong, because right, you don't know how
Yeah.
to stay strong if you don't know when the end is.
Mhm.
Very true. Very true.
I think
Would you
also
say your
that
starting line is summer?
The starting line.
Yeah. When is your starting line?
So I would say, uh, yeah, like the start is summer, or like, because summer is just unique, but like start of summer, end of summer, start of ministry year, like in September or the end of January or the end of August through May. So like there's the school year and the summer. So like I have 2 starts and 2 finishes.
I like
I think
that.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Summer is
Yep.
a whole like it's a season,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and you
Yeah.
have to kind of approach children's ministry as seasons. Like this is summer season, then
Yep.
I got fall season. That's a whole
Yep.
nother ball game too. And then you got
Yep.
Easter season, school starts, and all the craziness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you when you talk about start and stops. Like you just have to take small bites.
Yeah. I think one of the greatest things came out of failure for me, and we're going to talk about failing in a little bit here too. I've got a good question for y'all about that. But I got tired of failing, ever feeling like a failure.
Yeah.
And so when I changed my mindset to just what Ben said, I'm going to build teams in seasons. So
Ooh.
I had seasonal teams. So I had a school year team, I had a summer team, I had a special events team, and I had a VBS team because that was its own beast in itself, and a camp team. Because I had individuals that's the only thing they were available to do. So that's where they served. And I plugged
Mhm.
them in, and they were faithful every single season that I asked them to step up into it. And I didn't ask them to step into some other things. Now, if they volunteered, great. I'm not going to turn them down. But when I stopped fighting the standard of we're just going to schedule everybody like this, and we're doing the same old scheduling the same old way, and I changed the paradigm for myself and said, look, I'm tired of failing. What will work for me? And when I set up the seasons to be those kind of things, it was fantastic. It was a game changer. I got more people involved, and I had people that moved from a simple thing like a special event team to all of a sudden helping with Bible school every year or coming to camp every summer, or some of them, because they had such a great experience, then volunteered for my school year to be small group leaders, because they knew once school's out, they're done. I'm not asking them to jump into something else because I got my summer team jumping in, and my summer team ran my summer Sundays. And we changed up the format and we did something different during our summer times. It was fantastic. So with that being said, what's one thing that you guys started doing or stopped doing in those final weeks of the year where it changed how you and your team are finishing? And this could be a change in a system, a change in boundaries, a change in the pace. What's something that you've done, or started doing or stopped doing, like I said, to change up the way you and your team finish?
So I'm gonna jump in here because this is the reason I'm at a 3.5 right now. So I kind of set myself up kind of like Tom, where I have the summer, not a summer, I have like a kids camp team. I have a Sunday prep team, all that type of stuff. Well, my Sunday prep person, I love her. She had faithfully served for 5 years. Well, both of her daughters got married in the last year, and now she's an empty nester.
Oh,
And so now it's a new season of life.
uh-huh.
And so she gave me a 3-month heads up. Hey, I'm going to step down. And finding someone willing to come in and prep curriculum, put curriculum in rooms, that's not every person. And I believe that not every person is built for that. I'm not built.
I'm
for
not.
so that's why I loved her so much, because she was so great and she loved it. I mean, she looked forward to it. She used to text me and be like, "Hey, as you're doing this kind of prep, what am I looking at?" Like, she was like texting me months in advance to figure out what was coming, so that and she loved it. Well, I'm in the process of filling her multiple roles that she filled with the prep work, and now that's all falling on my shoulders on top of my
Ooh,
Sunday morning responsibilities.
okay.
We have uh, Next Gen Sunday coming up. I am in the throes of kids camp right now. You know, we've got more kids than you've ever had signed up for kids camp at this point in time. Recruiting volunteers for kids camp. Going, what are we gonna launch in the fall when it comes to training? And these are all things that I normally do starting in like May, June, you know, July, things like that. But at the same time, adding a prep piece of it, which doesn't sound like it's a lot, but when you really think about how much effort it takes to prep curriculum and get it into spaces. So for me, that was one of the bigger things. Like 10 years ago, I did it all like I'm doing it right now. And I'd be at a 3.5 every year going into the summer. I'd be at 3.5 or 4, just totally drained. And as we all know, summer is the busiest time in kids ministry. Like everyone's like, they're all, you know, going down from like, oh, summer, we're going to take some time off. We're going to relax. And I'm like, what is that? I would love to know when that happens, but summer ain't it for me, people. So I think for me, putting, taking the things that drain me, taking the things that I don't find, I don't know, that drain my energy and giving it to someone where it doesn't drain their energy and building that team, building those people up. And yeah, that's good.
For me, seasonal appreciation. So like we all in children's ministry, we try to give our volunteers a Christmas card or a small little gift. And that's top priority for most, I would say most children's ministries. But we started doing that at the end of summer as well. So
Like it.
at the end of summer, like you're celebrating this many kids accepted Jesus at camp. You had this many kids at VBS. You had opportunity to do some outreach. Whatever that is, that's prime season. So we wanted to really like throw that in people's faces and say, look what we have done just on the season where people think it's an off season. We rolling. We're doing good. We're still remaining faithful, and kids' lives are being changed. And we take a second to just send, whether it's a card. We made a postcard with a kind of recap pictures, and print them off. Stuck a sticker with an address on it and sent it out. That easy. But it was something that people said, man, that even if I didn't volunteer, that was something to celebrate. So yeah,
almost get that feeling of, ooh, what did I miss?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
Next season.
Yeah. And that doesn't take a ton of energy. I like that, Ben. That was a great tip. Great tip.
Yeah. So rhythms or things that I've put in place that are helping me be at an 8 right now, which is crazy. And I think when I think about this, some people on my team probably are like, cool, they're at a 3.5, right? You might have a campus that somebody's doing a lot of work. They lost a lot more volunteers going into summer. One of the things that helps me as I'm finishing and going into summer is I reevaluate my calendar. And I like to chunk my calendar. I probably overstate this. I think I maybe talk about the calendar every single podcast. Maybe.
It's a big deal for you, Vicki. It's a big deal.
But like,
should recap video this.
I'm gonna have to go back and look, and then I'm gonna have to say
Do a compilation of all the times she's talked about her
Vicki
calendar.
can't say it anymore. But I think that's really helpful. Like we've been short-staffed in curriculum, and how I've sustained it is I just have big chunks that I work on that. So going into summer, like finishing May and going into June, I'm looking at the calendar. I'm looking at where things have to flex and where things have to move. And like Ben celebrating at the end, we're celebrating right now. We just got done with a bunch of volunteer appreciations, which take a lot of time and a lot of work. And you can find yourself exhausted until you have volunteer after volunteer. Breakfast was the best volunteer appreciation you've ever done for us. We are so appreciative of this. We're so thankful. And it refills your cup. So I've just realized, where can I refill my cup a little bit? So it's like looking at my calendar, searching and taking those things and refilling, and going into June with like, okay, a plan.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I think the more that we celebrate what God has been doing, like I said, is because we're coming to the end of the school year.
Yep.
Look back,
Yep.
find some highlights, find some life change stories, and pump up the volume on those things. Let people know that by showing up every week as a small group leader during the school year, you had an impact in this. Talk about how many kids came to Jesus, how many kids got baptized, how many new families came and also came back. You know, those are where those numbers matter, because those numbers and that story represents a life change. And the more you do that, that helps you thrive, and it can bring that 3 up to a 5 or a 6, you know, for some of those volunteers. And I think that's huge. But okay, I got one more kind of heavier question, and then I want to get into some fun stuff. Is tell us about a time that you've white knuckled it to the end, because I think a lot of leaders, especially when you're watching Instagram and TikTok and you see some of the people out there, they look like they got everything all together, you know, all their bins and all their stuff, you know, and I'm one of those people that I'm like, I'm trying to go Mach 6 with my hair on fire, if there's a such thing as Mach 6. I don't know. But anyway, I'm like going, and I'm panicking because all of a sudden I realize, oh, I need this or that. And I'm just wondering, I mean, I've white knuckled things, and I can't be the only one. Please help me. But what did you learn? And is there an answer? If somebody's out there going, man, I am just gripping it to make it, what could you say to that person to get them through that moment? How did you, because I hate saying push through, even though, yes, sometimes you have to, but give us some inspiration here, gang, for those people that are white knuckling it. And Cole, I'm going to throw it at you first,
Yeah, I was
because
like, as the you know, the white knuckler in this group of four.
Can we see your knuckles?
Oh,
What do
God.
we look like?
Yes, they're regular. There's, you know, I am pretty white though, so
Watching that on
Ohio
YouTube,
pasty.
Cole needs a tan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I do.
Ohio
I do need
pasty.
a
That's
tan.
what it is.
You know, for me, it's a season. Like, I know, like, I hate to, like, you know, Tommy just said, like, you just gotta get through it. Like, you don't want to say that, but at the same time, someone that's white knuckled it before, like, I have to be faithful in it, knowing that God's going to provide the right people, and can see, like,
Good.
I can get discouraged. It's so easy to get discouraged. But at the same time, you know, like today, I'm training someone that is new to the prep piece, and she's come in to take a portion of it, not the whole thing, just a portion. But seeing her trying to figure that out and get excited about, you know, putting stuff into classrooms is great. Sometimes it takes a little bit, you know, you're like, it only takes me 30 minutes to do this, but it might take them, because it's their 3rd or 4th week, 2 hours. But they're there, they showed up, they said yes. So you celebrate it, and you realize that God is going to put the next person in, the right person at the right time. And at the same time, there are people in my ministry. Like, I've got former interns who are back from college. I've got very dedicated people that are like, hey, what do you need? Like, in this season of ministry, what do you need? And sometimes we don't like lean into them and like ask. No, if you're in a white knuckle season, find the people that are faithful and ask a little bit more. And I'm not saying that in a sense of like, oh, you got to put it all on them. I'm saying in the sense of most of those individuals are willing to give you an extra hour here, 30 minutes there,
That's
and an
good.
extra hour in your week, an extra 30 minutes in your week could mean that, you know, from going a 3.5 to a 6 just for that week. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to lean into your very dedicated volunteers and say, hey, it's a season, and I just need a little bit extra right now so we can get moving forward. And then God will provide the next person, and be faithfully praying about that, and faithfully having conversations that God's gonna put that person there, that God's gonna provide that individual that gets excited about the things that you don't.
That's so good. All right.
We
Ben?
just wrote a blog post for the Better Together newsletter that just went out this week, If you're listening to it, you should say, let us know your email address
right.
because that stuff is packed
Signed
full
up.
of
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
all kinds of resources, a lot of free stuff. But in that, it was like I went through a stage of burnout in early 2015, and I went white knuckling for at least 2 more years after that.
Ooh.
And I learned that if you've been in ministry for some period of time, without God, you can keep going, but you don't last long.
Yeah.
And you eventually go from 0 to negative. Everything in your world falls apart. It
Mhm.
just, it's one of those things where you can white knuckle for a period of time and you
Mhm.
can get
Yep.
by because you got skills. God is giving you the ability to minister to kids, and you can do it with your eyes closed, probably. But if
Mhm.
you don't have God in there, you're not going to get past that white
Yeah.
knuckle season. And I went through that. And one
It's
of the
dangerous.
things that I've come through is taking some time to just take care of yourself and have that relationship with Jesus. People call it mental health. I call it, it's time to get in your car and worship alone, sing to the
Yeah.
top of your lungs,
Yes.
pray to the top of your lungs, go walk on the beach, go walk in the mountains. Take time to just
Yeah.
refocus. If you feel like you're white knuckling, the best thing you can do is take a couple hours off in the morning
Yep.
to,
Yep.
instead of going to the doctor to take care of yourself when you're sick, go to nature, go to wherever you
Yeah.
can
Because if you don't, you're
recalibrate.
going to be talking to the doctor in the hospital.
That
And something
recalibrate
bad's
with
going to happen.
Jesus, because that white knuckle is going to turn clear, translucent if you don't put some color back in it.
Absolutely.
And that
Great
I learned that
advice.
the hard way. That was a fail moment on my end
Yep. Yep.
to last that long. But yeah, definitely take some time. And for me, it is sit in the car and sing to the top of my
There you
lungs
go.
and look like an idiot to the cars that drive by. But I don't care. It's me and
And it,
Jesus.
yeah, you could pull in the side of your parking lot and just sit for 5 minutes before you go in the building, or as you go out, sit for 5 minutes and sing, pray, worship, sleep. Shut up and listen, as I
Can we
call them.
can we start that trend, Ben? Can we start that? Can we just need to start
There we go.
videoing
The take
ourselves
5.
doing that and posting it, and just this is the next trend that we need to
Ooh,
make. Is
all
like,
right. I hear
In
it.
car worship.
yeah,
I hear
car
it.
worship. Let's
Take
go.
5 worship. There we go. Take
Might
5 to
have to see
worship.
that on KMC
Yeah.
Facebook page.
All right.
Who
I'm
knows?
gonna,
Listen,
I'm gonna leave it to you two for that one. That is
Honestly,
not
you
the way
think,
I connect with Jesus.
Yeah.
no.
I don't connect to worship, but
I'm
is
not.
it bad that I've also
in my
got,
car with worship is not it.
My
is it
joyful
bad
noise
that
is
I've
a
also
noise.
gotten
Oh
to
my
the
God.
age where I like to bird watch now? Is that bad that I'm at that
No,
age?
no, it's fun.
Totally.
I'm doing a single thing, Ben.
I
There's an app,
feed.
and my son loves birds, so
Yep.
like
I fill the feeders at my
That's how I
house
connect.
sometimes.
Bird watch and sing.
But yep. There we
Yeah.
go. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Vicki.
So speaking from a recovering white knuckle girl. So as much as I talk about calendaring and all this stuff, and I need you to know, I am a recovering white knuckle girl. And my biggest fail in learning, which is why I love talking about this, don't be me. Don't be me 10 years ago, 5 years ago. My biggest fail was coming into May, into summer, going, well, I've got to do it all. I'm the one who's hired to do it. Volunteers are leaving, and so I guess it's all on me. My biggest fail was thinking, because I was staff, it all was on me. I needed to just suck it up and do it all.
Yep.
And so if you are finding yourself in that season, like we've talked about this, so we don't need to dwell on it, but find somebody to come alongside. Let people know that you're in, like where you're at. Be real with your supervisor.
Mhm.
I'm at a 3. I'm white knuckling. Like, can you pray with me? Can you pray for me? Can you help me find at least one volunteer, somebody to do it with me? That is my biggest fail, is putting it all on myself. My boss didn't do that. The church didn't do that.
Mhm.
I did that myself. biggest fail. Don't do that. Don't put it all on yourself.
Ooh,
We're better together.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your
Preach it,
strength of
sister.
calendar
Preach it,
is
sister.
also your weakness.
Yep. Yep.
You put so much on your calendar, you white knuckled yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
It's a dangerous thing to grip too long. You know, I use the illustration all the time with leaders when I'm working with them is, you know, you can grip onto something and hold it white knuckled for so long that eventually you can't let go of it. And then when you pry your hand off, how bad does that hurt? It costs us. It costs our teams. It costs our ministry when we as leaders don't keep the right perspectives and we don't make sure that because it is easy for us to talent our way through it. I've done that, been guilty of that. I use my talents and my gifts, and I did it on my own strength. I did not do it. Was not, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It was, I can
It's
do
through
all
Tom.
things. Huh?
Yeah. It's like I can do all things through Tom
Yes,
who
exactly.
gets it done.
And I was white knuckling it and going, I'm gonna get this through. I'm gonna finesse it. I'm gonna talent it myself. I got the gifts. I can schmooze it. I can make it look good. I can fake it and I'll make it. And all lies and all evil thoughts, all
Right.
sinful behaviors. And you have to repent from that because it costs you. It costs you credibility. It costs you
Teach and train to do
it
this.
can cost your family. It can cost your health, mental and emotional and physical and spiritual. And don't think you can just skate by it and nobody notices because the Father sees it. And that's the most important thing. The Father sees it, and that's not how he designed you. So, all right, closing round, lightning round. Finish this sentence.
Oh no.
Bum, bum, bum.
Did you guys know he was doing this?
No, because I didn't tell
No,
you.
but it's very Ben of him to do.
I was like, this is a game. I'm down, Tom.
All right, here we go.
Then he's like, okay.
Lightning round. Finish this sentence. The best thing that you can do for your ministry in May is
Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, sorry, we're talking ministry.
I fully
was hungry.
expected you to yell out Moses
Dunkin'
or
Donuts on Sundays
Jesus.
for volunteers
Just because.
is
The best thing you can do in your ministry in the month of May is
Celebrate.
ooh, good.
Can I steal Vicky's?
Come on, now I gotta read.
Come on.
He's
Come on. Boy, if you
Celebrate
could
is
see me
right,
on
Bill.
YouTube right now, if you're watching this on YouTube.
I'm going to go a little further to celebrate. Celebrate where you are and celebrate where God can take you next. Because, as someone that's at a 3.5, celebrate my 3.5 because I had a really awesome season. And now I'm starting over and God's going to provide a really awesome next season. It's just not going to come in my timeline. And he'll provide. He'll figure it out. So celebrate.
So I would love to say celebrate because that's for number one answer. But you gotta give the listeners variety. So
I know.
I'm going for show up. The thing you can do in May is show up. You got graduations, you got soccer games, championship games, you got family meals. This is prime time for families because school's ending. And they just want to know that the kids want to know that you're there. Families still want to know that you're there. And if you don't show up, you're not there. If you show up, it speaks louder than any words that you could ever say, any celebration that you could ever do. You got a kid in the hospital, show up with a toy. Like just whatever it is, just be present. And I know that adds more to your 3.5 or your 8 or whatever, but honestly, it's one of the best things you could do because this is busy season for families for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, I have our third one, right? Because it's always 3. So it's like we celebrate and then we need to show up and we need to go up to him.
Hey,
There we go.
look at Vicki throwing up some sound poems.
Yeah.
What's funny is because I literally was thinking we got to keep praying. If you're gonna, the best thing you can do in ministry is keep praising, keep breathing,
Show up,
and
go
take
up
care of
before
yourself.
you throw up.
throw up. Oh, that took a turn. All right, my friends. Hey, we want you to know out there, we love you guys and we're cheering on for you. We've got your back. We want to help. If there's anything that we can do to pray for you, to uplift you, if you're going through a hard season, please go over to kidministrycollective.com. There's a tab that says kmccoach.net. We would love to spend 30 minutes talking to you. Just if nothing else, to pray with you.
Mhm.
But if you're looking for
Mhm.
someone to walk with, if you've ever thought about getting a mentor or a coach, again, that might be the best thing you can do in the month of May is invest in yourself and hire a coach to walk with you. All four of us are available, but we want to serve you more than anything else. So go to kidministrycollective.com, find our coaching tab, connect with one of us. We would love to serve you, or come join the conversation in the Kid Ministry Collective Facebook group, or check out kidminplus.net. You can even join right now while we're doing this for 6 months for $75. It's a great place to get connection, to get community, to get training, to get refreshed, to play, to hear from other leaders, to connect with us as coaches. And that offer is not going to be live long, but if you're listening and you don't see that offer available, hey, email me at tom@tombump.com. I just might be able to bless you with a little bit more. So,
There you
all
go.
right, my friends, that's going to wrap up this episode of the KMC Collective Podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Cole.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Vicki.
All right.
See you
And
soon.
we are out.
Hey, friend, that wraps up the KMC Collective podcast for this week. Thanks so much for listening. If today's episode sparked something, an idea, a heartbeat, or a fresh start, drop us a line at tom@tombump.com or reach out on social media. We'd love to hear your story and keep the conversation going. Remember, you're not just doing kids ministry, you're shaping the next generation's faith with intention and care. Be encouraged, be creative, and take a breath. You've got this. Catch you next time on the KMC Collective Podcast.